it's really important for me to make sure that I don't get too invested in any one particular avenue of life right now, especially things that are going poorly. I've noticed I have a tendency to put more energy into something that's going worse than into something that's going better. And it's just a totally inefficient way to do things, because you're pouring all of your energy into something that's going nowhere when there's so many positive things that are going really well, but you kind of tell yourself, oh, it's fine. I can just let those things be on cruise control because they're already doing really well. Whereas, like, if I put energy into things that are going awesome, those things are going to grow so much faster. And the thing that's going poorly, like, maybe I could reduce the amount of energy I'm putting into it or eliminate it altogether and just free up all of that time to invest in the things that are going really well. Wouldn't that make sense? And there's also an interesting side effect to focusing on things that are going badly. And it's that it has it's the effect is that it makes all the things that are going really well start to suffer as well, because you kind of get into this negative headspace and you're looking for problems and issues because you're expecting them. So you start to look at the things that are awesome differently and they suffer. And this is a really strange thing to witness and become aware of. And it's the reason why it's the thing that woke me up to the fact that this is not good. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop focusing all of my energy on things that are making me angry and frustrated, and just kind of divert that energy. But it's hard to do because when particularly anger and frustration has a tendency to hijack me a little bit, like, especially it's easy to trigger off like any little reminder of the thing that makes me angry. Then I'm focusing on that thing again and I'm trying to solve this problem that maybe has no solution apart from stop wasting your time thinking about it. Just go on to the next thing. It's done. Like, let it go. So what do I do about this? How do I refocus my energy? I think the first step is right now in the present moment. I have brought awareness to it and I'm admitting it out loud, like, this is a problem. I keep focusing on things that are kind of like, it's like the anger and frustration is demanding my attention, and I'm giving the anger and frustration my attention when I don't have to. It's like an automatic response, and it's an automatic response that I'm going to override with a more conscious decision-making process. If I can help it, I will be able to help it. I have the tools. This is one of those video journals where I knew hitting record was going to be painful, because I don't want to admit that I'm getting hijacked and wasting my energy. I want to be able to turn the camera on and say things are going really well. Everything's going really well. There's no thing that's going poorly, but there's always going to be something that's not working exactly how you want it to. Or, like, as you're moving through life, unexpected things happen. So it's not necessarily negative, it's just unexpected. And then as these unexpected things occur, they fuck with your flow. Like, you were expecting a particular outcome, or you were expecting that you were going to receive this support, or you were going to have this person show up, like, and when your expectations are broken, we usually perceive it as negative. But I guess the ultimate superpower would be if you could just be completely 0 in a grounded state no matter what happens. And that's something that I'm working towards consciously. But it's hard. Like, there's still things that I'm finding that get a reaction. And I'm slowly working through these issues as I identify them. So what should I be focusing on? I should be focusing on, oh, that's where the pain is. I feel like okay, this is why this particular moment in time has been so powerful. It's because it's the main thing that's going really well has reached a point where unexpected changes are occurring, and those unexpected changes are creating this reaction. So when I think about the other positive things that I could be focusing on that I haven't been nurturing, they all seem less significant. So that's why in this particular case it's getting such a strong reaction. Nobody wants the main thing that's going really well to have unexpected negative things emerging. Like, so the more significant something is to us, the more it's going to feel negative when unexpected changes show up. Yeah, I can feel that. I want to focus on these videos, and I really want to bring more and more awareness to them. So it's not just like in the past where I'm just like, I have to do a video today, so I'm just going to switch the camera on and survive 10 minutes of talking and then publish it. I don't want to do that. I want to be thinking about this kind of content more of my time, and really consciously bringing intent to it and thinking about like the future and like what kinds of things I want to explore and express and reflect on and contemplate. And I want to, just put a lot more time into my self-awareness. And my creativity. I want to put a lot more energy into creativity, and I want to get my main YouTube channel blossoming again. I want new content for my main YouTube channel. I do have a book, but at the moment that feels like, I think actually another problem that I'm facing right now is everything kind of feels negative. And that's what I said at the start. My revelation was that, like, because one thing's going negative, now I've got this negative lens and I'm looking at everything and everything feels wrong. But it's temporary, right? Like in 10 minutes after I finish recording this, I'll feel differently. It's just a snapshot of like consciousness in the present moment. And I'm just having this I'm angry and frustrated and everything sucks. And it's like something that we're all familiar with, but we don't usually contemplate what this is, what's going on inside of me, in such detail. You just kind of go, yeah, everything sucks and I'm frustrated and angry, and later I won't be. But I want to explore it. I'm looking at it like, what is this? And I've had a couple of key insights that I think you would agree are important about like how it can color everything else and make everything feel shit. And I don't know what else I said. I don't need to repeat myself, do I? It's on video. We can just rewind. Rewind even makes it seem like ancient times, because you can just click anywhere in the timeline and be there instantly. There's no rewinding the tape. Oh. Frustration and anger. What's a healthy way to express or externalize frustration and anger? How do you do that? What do you do with this energy? I always try and do something creative. Like I've said in some of these journals, like one thing I do with my emotions is I just verbalize. Like it sounds really neutral and like I'm very grounded, but it's actually my way to externalize stuff. Like I just kind of try to describe it and articulate it so that I can, like, it's been given a form that I've like kind of created with words, and now it's been expressed in a way, and that can be enough to like externalize it. But like I don't know how people generally deal with some emotions that need to be expressed and externalized. Like I'm definitely not somebody who really yells and screams and breaks shit, or like I don't know if that's actually healthy ways to express it or deal with it. Maybe just like calmly explaining what you're feeling can be enough of an outlet for it, or perhaps understanding the cause of the effect of the anger and frustration, and then when it comes up, it just has no charge anyway, which is I feel like a lot of the things that I react to or that I am responding to these days, like it doesn't feel like it has a strong charge, if you know what I mean. Like it's a very mild sensation, very mild feeling, just like it's almost like my internal system doesn't need to scream these emotions at me. It can just say, like, this is a thing that makes you angry, this is a thing that makes you sad, this is a thing that makes you feel grief. And then like it's more of a constant state of balance, instead of like this really intense emotion seizing me. Oh, you're angry, like this is fucked up, like we need to do something about this, we need revenge. And then like bringing that back to baseline, like it's not even, the pendulum's not even swinging, it's kind of just like gently swaying in the breeze. That's sort of more how I feel most of the time. But this particular anger has got me in a bit of a swing. Like it's still gentle compared to Kai 2-3 years ago, but it's still noticeable. It's a noticeable internal shift where I'm like, ugh, I need to deal with this, otherwise it's going to grow and it's going to become problematic, and it's going to continue to reproduce itself and create all kinds of other situations that are going to invite more anger and frustration. And I don't want that, and the people around me certainly don't want that. Angry, frustrated Kai is not fun to be around. He can be vindictive, manipulative, straight up passive aggressive. He can be unreliable because he just says fuck you, like I'm just not having a bar of it. He can be even childish, even like immature, like just heaps of these things that like nobody wants to be, but we're all aware that like certain things bring out these qualities in us that we don't want to embody, but we never look at it. We just go, oh yeah, well, I don't want to think about that. I just want to go on. I want to wait until this storm is past and I can get back to something that I do enjoy being. And but the thing is, like I said, if you don't address this stuff, it grows. If you don't look at it, it grows, and then you are going to continue to create it. Like, so I'm really glad that I did this video journal. I'm glad that I didn't just make the excuse and go and do something else, because I totally could have, because I've been busy. Put my car in for some more repairs this morning, and I went out for breakfast and done a bunch of things, and I've just been busy. I've been busy enough to be like, oh, I'm just not going to face this today. I'm just gonna write it off as like put it in the too hard basket. Like, I'm feeling shit, I don't feel like doing a video journal, but these are the video journals that matter. And I've been making a conscious effort not to run away from myself, because I love this growth and I love sharing it. And somebody left a comment the other day that they were in tears from like an insight or something that shifted inside of them while I was just talking about some stuff that to me it was like just another day, like processing what's going on inside of me. But like, that is so profound to think about, like that just sharing a genuine journey that we're all kind of going on, like, can have that kind of impact. Like, because there's no space for this. Like, how many conversations like this, like what we're doing right now, are you having with your friends, really? Like, I have a habit of constantly being like this with everybody, because it's just, I've created this identity that's like, I constantly need to be articulating and communicating and expressing, because I've dedicated myself to mastery of communication. Like, I want to get good at telling people what's going on inside of me, outside of me, all around me. Like, I just want to be able to have a true connection. I want to get as close to knowing what we're trying to share with each other as we possibly can through language. And I've recently decided I also want to study body language and tone of voice and these extra things, and art and music, and any kind of way to supplement this communication and deepen this communication, because I want to understand. I want to go as deep as I possibly can with myself and with everybody that I come into contact with. And that is the way that I'm going to contribute and help people heal themselves and help the world heal and grow and evolve. If you get anything out of these videos, please share them around. Pass them on to one other person that you know who may benefit or find some value in this. Subscribe if you haven't already. And leave your comments down below. I really love hearing what's emerging inside of other people, especially comments like that, having such a profound impact that you're in tears thinking about the contribution that you might be able to make on the world. That is beautiful, man.